Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new episode of the Zipline Radio Podcast. First of all, the team over at the said podcast would love to wish the Help Force a happy 6th anniversary, and to commemorate, right, we have brought you a very special guest for this just a special episode. One of the former leaders in Help Force, considered a legend amidst the Help Force Hall of Fame, and currently holding the position of head judge in the Club Penguin Army's judging community. Everyone, please give it up for Spotty! Hello.
Hi.
I like to point out, hell yeah, got it first try with improv. Oh, that intro's been nailed. Nice. Anywho, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hold up, let me check. Yes, delightful. I am pretty well. The sleep deprivation has yet to kick in, and I have an absolutely adorable kitty, my little buddy Rudy, right here on the desk. He is a loaf currently, and it's absolutely adorable. Oh, never mind. Now he's up and purring. Little baby boy. Do you have any pets, Spotty?
Oh yeah, I've got 2 dogs and 2 cats. So I've got quite a house full.
Damn, okay, big weird flex, but okay, dang. I've got ways to go, apparently. Rudy, you're gonna get new buddies. He wants to climb on my head. He's weird. Anyway, to get on script, before BEASTO tells me a new one again. Alright, kicking off the special episode, getting on schedule. How do you feel knowing that the Help Force has lasted for an entire 6 years, despite all the trials and tribulations? Love that expression. And how long do you think that we're gonna last?
Well, it's actually really surprised me because none of us thought it was gonna last like 2 years, let alone 6. So I'm quite surprised given how we've had a lot of dramas throughout the last 6 years. But it's really good that Help Force has turned 6 because they're the first Club Penguin private server army to turn 6, I'm pretty sure. So that's quite a good sign, but I'm not totally sure how long it'll go on for. I think it depends on how long the community itself lasts. But who knows? Like we've got loads of games. We got like Club Penguin Journey, we got Club Penguin Army Battleground. So it could last another 6 years, who knows?
Probably, yeah. I mean, we've already had so many migrations. Chances are, if
Yeah.
it needs to happen, it just will. Alright, I mean, yep, that's a pretty fair assessment. Alright, second question. Yeah. Well, this one's just origin story, please. Like, these two could have literally just written that and would have had the same exact, substance. Almost said sustenance. A lot of sussy. Anywho. But yeah, how did you come to be a leader? Take a note for a friend. I'm certainly not planning to take over. No.
Well, it was in December 2018, so we didn't really have many staff members then, and one of our leaders left. So IARM was like, well, we don't really have anyone else, and I think I was the blue mod. I can't remember what the blue mod was called. I was the bottom of the staff, so I wasn't even like the top moderator rank. And then all of a sudden one day IARM just went, do you want to be leader? And I was like, sure. Like I had
just
no
like that?
Yeah, I didn't have any experience. I wasn't trained at all. And then he just promoted me. And then in January, my first battle, I had to talk to the opposition army because IARM gave me a 5-minute notice I was leading. So I had to talk to like the enemy army and be like, so how does a battle work? How do I lead? And they were like telling me how to do it during the battle. So compared to every other leader, I was very much thrown in. I didn't have any experience. I had no training. So it was quite a wild journey, but then it made me learn on the job, and yeah, it worked.
God dang, they really just threw you to the wolves like that.
Yeah. It was a wild time.
Dang right it was, goddamn. Always stories of how the earlier generations, let's call them, have it harder. Goddamn, have some chill, would you? Alright, well, all things considered, you have, I can assume, been witness to many leaderships. Like the torch getting passed down. Um, which leadership do you think was the most prosperous for the Help Force?
Um, I think it was probably me, Elp, and Ian, because for example, we were all different time zones. So we had like Asia, I was UK, and then Elp was USA. So we all had our own time zone to sort of focus on. But at the same time, we were very much like, we weren't a very serious leadership. So we would be in chat, like having a massive family tree. We'd have like 500 weddings. We were very much about setting the foundation of making Help Force a big family, which I think having that foundation has helped Help Force become 6 years old today.
And here I was expecting to make a joke of you not being biased by saying that, it was at the time of you being a leader, but okay, throw a good argument at me. With my chances of a joke, why don't you? Oof, all the material I can get from this. Alright, so. Oh, this one's gonna be pretty fun. What is your top 3 favorite events that have happened? Be it organized or something community made.
Yeah, so I think my first one has to be I think it was the candy corn event. I think we maxed like 90 in 2019, which was like one of the highest maxes at the time. And it was
90 people.
Yeah, it was it was Help Force's highest max for like a good year or so. So that was pretty impressive. And I think at that time I was the main leader, so Ian and Elp had left by then. So that was definitely one of the best ones I've done. And then I'd say like my other two, I haven't got an order for the other two, but it would be Just Defense and Harry Potter Week in 2019. We had a lot of fun that week. And then it helped us find loads of future staff. Like we found Tissel that week. We found like Lottie. I think Rubu became more active that week. Like we had a lot of future staff members actually make their appearance in Help Force. And then I think my other one would be the Help Force's first anniversary event, because we had sort of had all the old staff members come back, all the current ones were there. We had like a whole week dedicated to the first anniversary. We played like loads of different games, and we just had a lot of fun. And yeah, it was quite an achievement when we all hit the first anniversary, because we were like, we never expected it to happen.
And that was 3 events.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I can get that. The first is always the most important. You only get one first.
Yeah, and none of us were expecting it to actually hit the 1 year, so that was quite good.
I can imagine, I mean, working for something for so long, it must have been a big commitment.
Oh, yeah. Like, I was, especially in 2019 when I became the solo leader, I'd literally be like running back from university to try and lead an event.
Yeah, my impatient break can handle being committed to something for 2 weeks, so a year, yeah. Goddamn, you deserve a medal. Oh, this one, BEASTO, this one is just wishful thinking. Alright, BEASTO wants us to ask you if there's a chance the Triad could return in the future.
Honestly, I have no clue. Like, Ian and Elp, I think, talk all the time, but I can't even tell you the last time I spoke to Elp. Like, Ian and I will talk very, very occasionally. Like, we don't really talk much. I'd say never, but we don't really talk that much. So I think you have more chance of Ian and Elp, because they've always been the duo. It's always been Ian, Elp, and Spotty. So I'd say maybe those two. I'd be very, very surprised if I'm actually in the mix. Like I say, I'll never say never, but who knows?
Still a better response than I expected. I was expecting just a straight up no and some comedic silence.
No, it's better to say there could be a chance, because who knows what the future holds, but yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that checks out. Nonetheless, I hope it hasn't made you feel alienated for it to be like a them being a duo and you being added to that.
Nah, I'm used to it by now.
I guess that checks out. Okay, how do I phrase this question without risking not being politically correct? Like, how do I ask about the Spotty Cow Trend?
So, it was in 2019, and we were in a voice call, and Ian just joked. He was like, "Oh, Spotty, you sound like a cow."
And what?
And
Mine
then
wants to get cancelled.
Yeah, and then I can't remember who said it, but someone was like, "Oh my god, Spotty Cow," because she's a cow. Cows have spots. Spotty Cow,
No.
and then I think it turned to like Mother Cow or something because I was leader. And then it's just become an ongoing trend since 2019. Like I've fully embraced it. Like I've got emotes, I've got like stickers, I've had loads of a cow offense. Like I've full on embraced it. Like it's a joke, but you know, it's a 5-year-old joke now, so I think it's quite a good one.
I'm surprised that you took it this well. I would be flabbergasted if something like this happened to me.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite good at the time because I just fully embraced it, and then it was easy to like lead cow offense as a leader, and then everyone got really hyped up about it. So it was a hyping tactic as well, so it worked.
Fair point. I mean, not that I can comment much. The in-house joke about me is that apparently I sound like a news reporter from the 50s.
I love that.
Yeah, I still don't hear it, but then again, I never hear recordings of my voice, even the podcast itself. Ooh, callbacks to previous episodes. Hey, oh, wait. Beasto, which number episodes was the one with Elp? Elp is the greatest. The obligatory Elp is the greatest. We're contractually obligated. Number 4. Alright, back at episode number 4. That's so the delightful people back at home can refer back to it. Elp mentioned a marriage of some sort between you both to attain leadership in HF. What? Wait, is that how it works? If I get married to Rubo, am I getting power? Rubo, darling, I'm putting on the dress!
I can't remember exactly how it came to happen, but in 2019 Help Force was very much about a big family tree. Like we actually had a family server. Most of our staff and members were like related one way or another, and I think some troop wanted to marry me. It was a bit of a weird troop, and then Elp came and was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna marry her." And then they had a bit of like a showdown of, "Oh, who's gonna marry Spotty?" And then Elp won. And then he just became a lot closer to like myself and Ian, which I think obviously helped a lot to become a leader, because if you were closer to the leaders, then you're automatically probably likely to get that promotion. So like I was married to like Elp, and we had like 3 or 4 kids, and then Ian and Kiara had like loads of different kids. And then it sort of just came at very much a like a hype thing. Like we had a wedding in Help Force. I had a funeral, like I had several funerals. And then we just had like lots of messing around on like the current game at the time, which was CPO. And yeah, it was quite a wild time, but you know, the marriage probably did help him get leader a bit, but I wouldn't say it wasn't fully because of the marriage he got leader.
Dang, so you got a few people competing to be with you.
Yeah, it was quite a dramatic time, and
Dramatic? Wait, really?
yeah,
Now, I'd be banking in on that. I'd be sucking those suckers dry!
like
Where
I'm
do you think
pretty
they were?
sure on the website there's like posts on the Health Force website with like reporting on who's gonna marry Spotty and stuff. I'm not sure if they've been taken down, but they used to be.
Oh, God. Oh, Beastie, you gotta fish this one out for me. I gotta read it personally. Alright, next question. So, okay, with the arbitrary numbers, top 3 spots and favorite moments, and now the top 2 staff you had the most fun working with, not necessarily commanders.
I'm gonna pick commanders, but it's probably not the 2 you think. I'm gonna pick Tissel and Lottie, because obviously I was like the main leader at the time, and then they sort of like came on and I was training them. But we just had like a lot of fun, especially as like we were all British, so we'd be in like voice chats quite a lot. We'd be in voice chats till like 2 a.m, like leading against the Templars. We like had a family server. We'd be on like CPO, and Tissel would do like his thousands of tours around CPO. Like Tissel and I adopted 2 puffles and pretended they were kids and everything. Like we were serious when we had to be, but like we had a lot of fun. Like we'd be in chat messing around all the time.
Oh, wait. Quick question. This one is absolutely pivotal. I cannot believe that Mr. Producer over here didn't add it even. What are the names of the puffles and their colors?
Oh god, let me find. I've got pictures somewhere. Let me find them. There was two. So there was a purple one and a yellow one. I'm pretty sure.
What
I
if writing this shit down?
I think. Oh gosh, they were like darling and honey. I think. Oh, do I not? Oh, there we go. I found a picture. I found. Oh yeah, and then Tissel made 2 accounts, for the Puffles, as penguins, and we used to like just take them everywhere and pretend they were like family. We had like family outings. Like that's how unserious we were as leaders. So that was it was a pretty wild time, but yeah, it was fun.
Honey, darling. Yeah, I can see where the inspiration for the names came from.
Yeah. Especially being British and all.
Oh yeah, I almost didn't actually take note of that. Ha! British! I'm sorry, I just need to get this out of my system. It's not contractually obligatory, but it's obligatory by nature.
Yeah. No, I'm surprised because most people say that I sound very British.
I don't particularly comment on it. I mean, when you've heard so many people with weird accents, especially Australians, there was a show about a guy who makes pools where he uses plants to have the water naturally filtered. He calls them biofilters. He says in such a peculiar way,
Oh.
I'm going to make this fascinating pool with biofilters, and we've bought those absolutely fascinating flowers and all sorts of flora to ensure an absolutely peaceful experience. Things like that. For someone his age, he's a very, very lively old chap. I don't recall what the show's name is, but I recommend you watch it. It's just something relaxing to put in the background.
Yeah, I love those kind of shows.
Like the ones on Discovery Channel and a lot. So, if you don't mind letting us take a little peek into your personal life, what do you do nowadays?
Well, obviously I do quite a lot with Club Penguin Army Judges, as like that's my main thing in the community these days. Out of online, like I can be found making bracelets for my upcoming Taylor Swift concert later this year, and I also like hanging out with like my dogs, my cats, and I'm sort of just at home for a bit because I've just found a job. So I've just been spending the last few months job hunting. So that's been taking quite a bit of my time.
Ooh, dare I ask, what kind of job?
It's just like a graduate scheme, so I go around different departments and everything. But it doesn't start till September. So I still have a good few months of doing nothing left.
Oh, enjoy them. No,
Thanks.
seriously, enjoy them. I have yet to find a job myself, and I'm not looking forward to it.
I know, like, I want to work, but I don't want to work.
Yeah. Like, adulting, disgusting.
I
Next
know.
minute, tell me I have to understand taxes. Ugh!
Yeah, it's not fun.
Alright. Now, this question is kind of oddly phrased because it asks, how does it feel to be an HF but it's not like a feeling that you constantly have. So I'm going to focus on, how did you feel upon receiving the title?
So, I actually received it on my birthday. So, yeah, I sort of like had been hinting to Ian for a while. I was like, as a joke, I was like, so when am I getting like legend? Like, I've been leading Help Force for like over a year nearly. Like, when's it my time? And then I didn't actually think it was gonna happen because it was just a joke. And then it was on my birthday, I think in 2019. Ian came on and he was like, right, Spotty, like he did a whole big speech. He was like, right, we're giving you legend, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, I wasn't really expecting it. And I'd say it's quite a proud moment because unlike most armies, Help Force doesn't just give every single leader legend. Like, you'll see other armies and they'll be like, oh, it's such a rare role, and you'll see like 30 people have the role. Which sort of makes it a bit pointless. But yeah, I was really like proud of myself, especially as I never really expected myself to even be leader. And then I was obviously, like I said, I was thrown into all of it. I had no training, and then Ian and Out both left in the summer of 2019, which made me the only leader of Help Force. And then I had like Lottie and Tissel rising up the ranks. So I was really like proud of myself, proud of the achievements, like proud of maxing 90 and all the wars and all the battles and everything. So yeah, it was a big achievement. Did you get ACP Legends, Spotty? No. I basically got fired from ACP.
Bruh, what?
So no, but I think armies like ACP and all of those, they sort of give their leaders legends most of the time, or at least a higher up rank in their Hall of Fame. Whereas Help Force is very much a prestigious award, which I kind of like how it still is.
I mean, yeah, it's another example of how it goes to show that scarcity and rarity provide value.
Yes. If you just give everyone it, then it sort of just becomes dull, and it's not very much of a reward anymore.
The horrors of inflation. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, you invest in hard money. Things that are
Yeah.
difficult to replicate.
Yeah, you're saying this to a business graduate, so I understand.
Nice! I just recently learned about the term. Gotta use it everywhere to memorize it properly, otherwise I'll forget it within the next 2 weeks.
Love
So,
that.
considered you one of the great impartial judges in the Club Penguin Army's judging community, what tips would you give the Help Force considering their performance lately?
I mean, I spoke a bit to Rubu and BEASTO after the last battle, as they both DM'd me. But it was like, basically, you have to be confident. Like, if you realize you've done something wrong in the battle, you just have to, like, live with it. You have to live in the moment. You have to roll with it. Because in a battle, you sort of don't want to show weakness. You don't want to show, like, oh, I've acknowledged I've done something wrong. Because then, as a judge, you're sort of like, oh, so they've done something wrong, but they're not just going to try and improve it, they're just going to like backtrack and change it. So I said to Ruben BC, you sort of need to like live with it, you need to own it, you sort of need to improve. And I said, like, as well, just keep doing practice battles, because the map's supposed to be coming out in April. Well, we think that's a set deadline, but who knows these days. So I was like, just do loads of practice battles, like get all the judges' point of views, like do branch battles, train, like have different roles actually lead, like in your practice battles or branch battles, have like members lead or like HCOM or your staff members lead to get them the experience so they know how important it is to make a good formation. And I also was like, encourage people to become a judge, because when I was the leader, I would lead from a judging point of view. So I'd be like, right, as a judge, this army's doing a plus. What would I want my army to do to win? So I think BEASTO's obviously just become a judge, so he's sort of now understanding how judging can be quite different to leadership. So that's quite, yeah. it does help you. Like, people think I sound really stupid when I say this, but it actually really does help you. Especially like Help Force, and when I was leading Dark Warriors as well, it really did help me lead. Because at the end of the day, you can read the judging guideline, but you won't experience how different a judging point of view is until you actually judge a battle. So if anyone has any free time and they want to help Force like improve massively in battles, like you get that judging point of view, and then you could go to the leaders and be like, right, I personally think we should do this because I've seen another army do this in the previous battle. And I also suggested that when I led Help Force and Dark Warriors, we always had a Google Docs, and we had every single tactic we were going to do down in that order. So if something happens, we had that document and we copy and paste straight away. We'd have all our formations sort of suggested ready. So we'd be like, if an army does a plus, we'll do this form. So we didn't have to like suddenly worry and think about it. We already had it all planned, and that really helped us like become really fast. And we were well known for battling really well back then. So I'd say something like that might help quite massively today.
So it boils down to make sure that the initial form is good and don't constantly micromanage to correct it, and make sure that you have good synergy in terms of the actual forms compared to the opponent.
Yeah, because that was the only thing I did notice about Help Force, and I did tell like BEASTO and Rubu, is sometimes they weren't making the best formations to try and counter like Water Vikings forms. So like Water Vikings would be easily covering, and Help Force didn't make a form back to try and cover. So I'd say that's quite important to like figure out which forms are best to like go opposite each other. BEASTO's just blaming you.
Yeah, I noticed. I mean, it's fine, you know. Consider I'm deemed as a host, I'm very disposable. Oh wait, I'm not! You can try to throw me under the bus as much as you want, Beasto. But you ain't escaping me.
Exposed.
Oh, exposed! Alright, so, other than advice about the battles, is there anything else you'd like to, you know, provide as some word of guidance to the staff members and such?
Honestly, just like have as much fun as you possibly can. Like, it may feel like it sometimes, but like this community isn't a chore. Like, it's not a job. It's supposed to be a game. You're supposed to be having fun. So like, always remember that as the bigger picture. Like, if one day like Help Force, for example, like you don't max well, don't like stress about it, because you still like, even having like 10 members is quite an achievement. So like, just have fun. Like, think of it as like a club or something. Like, go out into main chat, have like talk to the new recruits. You might find like a friend for life. Like, a new recruit might come in and you might not know that they're going to be like a friend for life. Just live in a moment. Like, if you have an event idea, do it. Like, just do everything possible. Like, the world is pretty much your oyster in this community, so do whatever you want to do, have fun, and just make the most of it.
That's honestly quite heart-touching.
Yeah, I mean, I did talk to Rubu quite a lot the other day, because he was like, "Oh, what do you suggest Help Force does in the future?" And I was like, you know what? A massive themed week. We had 2 days when I was a leader, and they were absolutely amazing. Like I said, we found quite a lot of staff members during that week, and I'd honestly advise that out of my 6 years in this community, the Harry Potter week still remains my most favourite week in the 6 years.
Alright. Alright, next question is just Beasto fishing for compliments and mocking me for being short, so you know what to do from here.
I'm short too. So,
Yo, short gang? Let's gang up on Beasto. Let's take over!
I'm 5'2", so you know I'm quite short.
Oh my god, that is
I'm
adorable.
very short.
That is absolutely adorable. Now let's take over! Come on! Hold on. I got like 3 weapons on me. Do you want the pocket knife, the lighter, or the brass knuckles? I literally have those items in my pockets right now. I am not joking.
I mean, imagine being tall, like...
Ugh, constantly smacking your head against the door frame. Lame.
I know, like, not for me. I don't want to be tall.
Hey,
like...
big man, how's the weather up there?
Like, this gif is literally me.
Nah, I'm gonna personally lift you up myself.
We'd win.
Oh, absolutely. Not win. Wait, we need to get the meme out.
We would not be shorter. That is an absolute lie.
I'm sorry, Beasto, but not win. It's over, G. Ain't recovering from this one. Next question is the same as question 13, fishing for compliments and any just overall opinions, but now on a more meta level for the podcast itself.
You guys seem to be doing pretty well. Like, I'm not really sure how many other armies actually have a proper podcast like you guys do. So, like, honestly, fair play to you guys. Like, it's quite a commitment to do it as well, from what I've seen. You always have to, like, make sure you can find guests. You have to, like, have all the questions done. Like, it's a very big commitment, and, like, you guys should be extremely proud of yourselves.
Yippee! Okay, this one actually made me pretty happy. Also, don't you worry about guests. When first April strikes, the world's going up in flames. I'll be taking your seat.
The first is my only issue to schedule, because yeah, Of course, he
Look at him. He's already planning things months in advance. This man, alright, this man. What do I do with this man, Spotty? Like, god damn it, look at him.
scheduled to May. That's like absolutely well. Yeah, Flypin told me last night. I was like, oh, I've got to do a Helpfuls podcast in the morning, and he was like, oh yeah, I've got one scheduled too.
Hey, are you on the Helpforce podcast? Yeah, me too. God damn!
Yeah, that was basically our DMs last night.
Yeah, no one is escaping. If you've even remotely touched the Helpforce for a moment, you know the BEASTO and I are coming over to your house. Let me in. Be on the goddamn podcast. I'm coming in.
You'd have to hide, like, but I don't think hiding would work.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband. I forgot how the rest of the song goes.
I wish I had your energy.
Yeah, that is. Just watch a bunch of Jim Carrey be sick with sleep deprivation and then throw some cold water in your face. It gets you hyper. It is an off feeling. My house has been troubling for the past 2 weeks. I refuse to seek medical attention.
Oh my
Especially
god.
put in front of me.
Oh.
Point at BEASTO and laugh at his suffering!
Ooh. I could honestly like respect to that BEASTO. I could not do that. I'd manage like an hour and then I'd go and eat something.
It's funny because I usually only eat twice a day.
No, I honestly love food.
I love cooking more than eating. We can make a good duo.
We could, yeah.
I do make some absolutely killer spaghetti bolognese
Ooh.
with a homemade sauce.
That is a good meal. Like you can't go wrong with a spaghetti bolognese.
Oh, absolutely. The secret is dried basil. Heaps of it. Like, that's what takes a dish to an 11.
Ooh. That
Not
does
even-
sound so nice.
Not even gonna hide it. Alright, well, now that we've had this delightful, uplifting moment, we'd like to end it off with a bang. Alright, well, Spotty, the stage is yours. And now that we have the audience, the attention of the entirety of the help force, that we can judging your every move, quite the turntables, what would you like to say to them?
I mean, like, honestly, just have as much fun. Like, you might not want to become leader. Like I said, I came into Help Force. My plan wasn't to become leader. I was just like a mod, and that was as far as I thought I was gonna go. But honestly, it was probably one of the best experiences of my life. Like, if you have the chance to be promoted or go up the ranks, like 100% do it. Like, when I first joined Help Force in the CPO, I was like really shy. I hardly spoke to anyone. And then like Help Force actually really helped me like come out of my shell and become like really confident, as I was suddenly leading 10,000 people in a server, which is something I never expected I was ever gonna do. So honestly, take any opportunity you can, have fun, like go to all the events, go to all like the battles, because like winning a battle is a massive achievement. Like also losing a battle is not the end of the world. Like you can only when you lose you can only go up. You can't get worse. So like there's always a positive outcome. So even like losing last week, next time you're gonna do better. Like focus on the next time, don't focus on the negatives, because if you focus on the negatives, then yeah, it's just not good, and I would not recommend that.
Not a particularly enjoyable time. Honestly, quite incredible.
Yeah, just have fun, take every opportunity, because you don't know how it's going to help you in the future.
I mean, yeah, the entire point of the Help Force, or even the Club Penguin Army's shtick as a whole is, entertainment, so why not lean into it? Like, a competition's fun and all, but there is some measures to it, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all here to like make friends, and I think it's amazing that we have the platform. Like, I can make friends with someone who's completely the different side of the world to me, and like I see so many people these days actually meeting people that they've met in this community, and it's like it just shows that you could make lifelong friends. from like Health Force or CPA or anything.
Oh, this is quite incredible. Again, I'm sorry, it's just a pretty nice line to say. Feels good. Spotty, I gotta say, it's been absolute delight to have you so far, but for now, we're gonna be concluding this absolutely spectacular interview. I can tell by the script that BEASTO has enjoyed your company even before you were here, but for me, it was a pleasant experience in the flesh. I wanted to be sure myself. Yeah, but I can tell why he was certain this would go well. I mean, look at you. And to you, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to say goodnight. Drive home safely and enjoy your rest. For now, we'll be concluding this episode of the Zipline Radio podcast. Until next time, rest well.